Warm greetings. My name is Mansee Bal Bhargava, and I'm basically working on a research project on women in built environment. And in the research, the idea is to acknowledge and appreciate the work done by the women in the field of architecture and varied, subjects around architecture. And the method is called autoethnography, where we are reaching out to different, fields which women have chosen in their life, and we want to understand their journey. What was their journey to take up those kind of activities, and what led to choose those activities in life, or how did they conduct their life or maneuver their life, and where did they reach at this point in time. So today, I'm very, very privileged to have Dr. Ramanjyot Shrivastava. So thank you so much, Raman. So I'm going to keep it short. So Raman sounds good and close to you. And also because I'm conducting this interaction for the second time, so apologize for that, because the live session could not be organized properly in the sense of memory and all, and voice and all issues. So thank you so much for coming again to talk. And I hope you have forgotten everything from the previous discussion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've forgotten everything.
It's been a while. So yeah. So as I mentioned, the method is autoethnography, which means we would like to know your life, and the pen is ours. So basically we are writing about your life. And as I mentioned, it's more to really understand the presence and participation of women in the field of architecture and varied fields. And that's why we call it built environment. So without further ado, may I request to give your consent for the live telecast, which is happening now, as well as the recording of the session, and later on writing whatever conversation we are going to have. So thank you so much, and welcome to the conversation, Raman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My pleasure and my honor.
Thank you. So let me take you back to some years ago in your life and ask you, how did you land up in architecture?
See, architecture, it was just with a chance that I entered architecture. It was that I at our time, that was CET was been given. I was in Chandigarh at that time. And I don't know, with God's grace, my father came late and there was an aptitude test, and I was what to do. So I sat in aptitude test with registering there itself. So I never knew that I'm going to be an architect, and that was God's sign, God's good sign for me to be an architect. So I just did it, and I got very good marks. Out of 30, I got 28 marks, and I was in architecture and started doing the B.Arch. Never knew what is going to be there. Kya hota hai architecture, never knew. But yes, I had a passion of drawing, that I knew. And the exam that I gave, that was totally aptitude, and the sketching that I was always good in. So I thought maybe this is the right thing that God has chosen for me. I got other opportunities as well in computer applications. That way, at that time, computer was really going in very well. So I thought, but then everything, I don't know, my mind diverted into architecture. No, I am going to do this. Whatever will happen, we'll see. So, हालांकि parents ने बोला 5 साल लगेंगे, what will happen? I said, never mind, let me go with this, and I jumped into architecture, and here I am right now.
Sorry. So the discussion is around being women in the field. So I will straight away start asking questions around those. And let me still stay there. Let us stay there and find out, how was it during your education, whether it is undergraduate and postgraduate. Did you ever feel that it is going to be a different scenario being a woman in the field? So just the education time, because I remember from my own, because this whole conversation is also a reflection, that actually we had never this feeling during college days that being a woman is going to matter once we are out of the college or once we are into the field. What was your time then, and what was going on in your head and your friends, probably, women friends?
Very right, very right. I just wanted to tell. See, I'm going to share it with you. I've never shared it with anyone until, but still I want, because it is for the women, and this is the time where we have reached. Now we can talk about the past. I don't think so. And
Absolutely.
it is really going to be nostalgic feeling for me right now, क्योंकि ऐसा कुछ हुआ था. I did my BArch and I was not been liked by the students much in my class. The reason may be many, I don't know, but yes, I was very good till third year. Then fourth and fifth year was not so good. But yes, on after fifth year, I just jumped that, okay, I'll go for the practice, not the practice, but under the architect I'm going to work. There, he motivated me a lot. The first architect I met, he only was the person who said, Raman, you have something different. You can work. And he gave me the responsibility for the first time. At that time, I gathered the, jitna bhi mere mein, strength back. I took that back, because in 5 years, it was all shattered due to the teachers and due to the friends of mine. So I was totally alone. I came out of that thing. And then afterwards, he gave me the responsibility of tackling the whole office. I started gaining that. Then, जो भी हुआ, he expired, and उनके जो projects थे, that were all transferred to me.
Sorry
because
to
I
hear
was
that.
taking full care of that. तो मुझे पता था कि what's in and what's out. तो मैंने वो काम शुरू किया, and I got many projects of government. Around 6 or 7 projects, I did the project independently. Which और मेरा अंदर का जो confidence था, that came out. That नहीं, रमन कर सकती है. Otherwise, तब तो लगता था कि रमन शादी करो, खत्म करो, कुछ नहीं हो सकता मेरा. But then I got married with a man who really understood me in such a nice manner, not only emotionally, but socially, everything he gave to me. And then I was not having a baby at that time. So I was not knowing कि क्या होना है, क्या नहीं होना है मेरे लिए. But he supported me and said कि it will be done. सब कुछ अच्छे हो जाएगा time के साथ, but you just focus on your profession. So I continued going with different architects, having the experience, and office was also going on sideways. But still, after 10 years, I got my baby, and then that was a beautiful moment. But still, I never wanted to quit my job, because वो था एक कि मुझे कुछ ना कुछ करते रहना, घर में नहीं बैठना मुझे कहीं पे भी. So एक job आई for assistant professor. So it was again switch over मेरे लिए, क्योंकि I was into profession, and I said कि I'm not able to give my time to my daughter. So what to do? So let's see if I could get a job there. Assistant professor का मैंने काम शुरू किया, and you won't imagine, within that person was my senior in my college. So he said, fine, you start doing the job, करना शुरू करो, and you will learn. He guided me how to teach, क्योंकि कभी किया नहीं था, इतने लोगों को, बच्चों को face करना is not an easy job for a B.Arch student. So, but he once told me, if you want to take this profession, then please do masters. He encouraged me to do the masters, and that was again a question mark on me whether I will be able to do it or not. क्योंकि इतने दिनों के 14 साल के बाद पढ़ाई करना is not easy.
Not easy.
That too with the job, with the baby. But my husband said, no, not at all a problem. You start doing. At that time, my son was 1 year and my daughter was 4 years old. So he said, नहीं तुम करो, I'll take care of the kids. और मैं उनको छोड़ के I did the masters. वो खत्म हुआ, and then I continued going with my job in teaching only. And ये मुझे लग रहा था कि I had always this thing in my mind कि एक management जो चीज थी, वो always there was in my blood कि नहीं, मुझे how I could manage वो सब कर लेती थी मैं. With small okay events I used to organize and all. तो मुझे ये तो लग रहा था कि मैं ये जो मेरा ये profession है, rather than teaching, I am more towards the management. Then after doing the masters, I thought कि let's go with PhD. चलो यार, इसका भी ये भी कर लेते हैं साथ में, क्योंकि वो start तो हो ही गया था.
You got the drive and kick to.
तो
तब तक maturity भी आ गई ना इतने सालों के.
हाँ, वो एक confidence जो gain हो रहा था. See, confidence is always gained when there is a support. I got that support from the society, from my profession, from my family. That was the reason I was there. I was able to do PhD. PhD कोई इतना easy काम नहीं था. It was around 4 years. I know मैंने मेरे बच्चों ने कितना साथ दिया, my parents, and also where I was working. They were giving me full support कि तुम करो करो करो. I've never been, कि हाँ नहीं रमन ऐसा नहीं ऐसा नहीं. It was only in the 5 years of BR जो मुझे जो भी problems create हुई हैं मेरे लिए. Then PhD करने के बाद I got an opportunity of going professor, associate professor बन गई मैं. And there itself they saw my all experience and said you can be a professor. मैं क्या fine, give me a professor's job, it's okay. And where I was profession, their dean जो था वो retire हो रहे थे. They saw my profile and they said okay, हम आपको dean बना देते हैं. मैंने कहा dean कैसे बना दोगे आप मुझे? But he said कि no, you will be able to do because we are seeing the things that you are doing till now. I was so excited to go with it, but that was again a change in my whole personality and everything. वो किया, dean बना, and then I got a job for HOD. HOD बनी मैं, and then dean was in Dehradun, and then एक और office में मुझे college में HOD बनी, and then I got transferred to this place as a principal. And I tell you, Mansee, my whole life is changed when I have stepped in Ahmedabad.
I can imagine that. Now you are at SAL, right? So GTU.
I am at SAL. I don't know. This is all destined. This is all destined. Well, on 1st of February 2021, I shifted to this place. And on 6th, I got a job of a principal here. Just seeing the PhD degree, just seeing the work I had done, my back profile, previous profile, and मुझे नहीं लग रहा था कि गुजरात में आकर how will I survive, but it was all destined. But yes, जो मेरे में है quality, I will never say no to this. Whatever I do, I give my full 100% to it. कोई like करे ना करे. And it was not an easy job. It was not an easy task to survive here with different culture. Nobody accepted me in the college when I started as a principal. Obviously, I'm a principal. They will not say anything on my face. That is for sure. But unko mujhe accept karna, that was very difficult.
Everywhere. When you go to a new place, it is everywhere.
Everywhere. I do
Cultural.
tell. But there was a difference in culture. That was the major thing. It is not like this. But I did my best to make it possible to make SAL grow. अपना मेरा growth तो उसके साथ होगा ही होगा when SAL is growing, definitely.
Absolutely.
So whatever I could with small events, small things, how we are taking it, exposure बढ़ाना, सब कुछ करना, we did it. And now when I get the awards for this work, what I have done in SAL for the last 2.5 years, appreciation by Neelkant Chaya sir and Vasavra sir and Parul ma'am, when they see the work and they say कि now SAL is different 2.5 years back, तो वो एक appreciation मिलता है यार. वो ऐसा लगता है कि that is the biggest support. That is the biggest.
Absolutely. When seniors say like this, you feel motivated also.
See, इनको मैंने सिर्फ और सिर्फ पढ़ा है. I had never met because I had never been to Ahmedabad. कभी आई नहीं. इनको सिर्फ पढ़ा है, इनके काम देखा है. But जब वो मेरे सामने आकर they say like this and they are so as a motivator and these people are really very good by heart. हमें लगता है पता नहीं इतने बड़े दिग्गज architects हैं, legendary architects, how they are going to be there, but no. Maybe they have a story behind it. I have no idea, but they are really very supportive for the upcoming architects or the persons who are really passionate to do something. जब आप अच्छे हैं तो दुनिया आपके साथ जो है वो अपने आप अच्छे हैं. तुम भी अच्छे मिल गए, कैसे मिले मुझे नहीं पता, बस everyone is.
अब याद नहीं है हम लोग दोनों कैसे मिले, but of course it is SAL, so it is SAL School of Architecture, so we must thank them that we also met each other.
Yes, yeah.
Because I was already teaching there for quite some time before you had joined as visiting faculty. So
Yes.
let me come back to an interesting question, because your narrative of life seems quite perfect, which I'm sure is not, but there are bumpy rides which everyone goes through. But the good part about you, and having known you for 2.5 years now, is that you are such a positive person, and you also motivate others when while you are looking at positive energy everywhere to get self motivated, which is also kind of a nature I have realized in you. So let me ask you a question on ideals, because you already started talking about support from family. You started talking about support from the senior members who say good and give motivating words to us so that we can continue our good work. Maybe it's a good idea to understand from you, after so many years being in the profession, are there some ideas who you look up to? And I will be highly appreciative if you can really identify some women ideals whom you can really talk about, that how they have conducted their profession, their life, who we can really inspire ourselves and the generations who are listening to us. So anyone or any more people, it doesn't have to be men or women, but we are more interested to hear if there are more known women around.
So that should be an architect only, or anyone?
No, anybody.
Anybody. Okay. Such बताऊं, clearly I tell, I get motivated or I get inspired from any person जो I feel is different in some way or the other.
Absolutely. We are learning every moment. That's true. Very
That's
well
true.
said.
And I always take this as a positive sign. जो मेरे में नहीं है, it is always, it is a science. जो आप में नहीं है, you always try to take that thing from others.
Instead of getting,
Yes.
what should I say, jealous or competitive, it is good to learn or
Yes, it is
immerse
good to
yourself.
learn. And you are the only person, you yourself is the only person who knows what is in you and what is not. What is good in you and what is not. That is, कोई माने ना माने, I don't say, but I will never deny this. मुझे पता है मेरे में क्या कमियां हैं. I will seek those things into positivity from others, whosoever he may or she may be. Fine. So it is. If you are just telling me कोई names बताओ, then it will be really difficult for me.
No,
because
it's fine. It's fine. I can understand.
See, Rose, I'm meeting so many people, dear. It is not the parents even. There are some parents who give me so much of positivity. There are some students that are sitting besides me and working so hard day and night to make some event possible. Then also I see, यार कितनी creativity है इन बच्चों में, सोचते कहाँ तक हैं ये लोग. मतलब I really remember at that time also इतना नहीं सोचा था कि how these people. Today there was a jury and one person was saying कि I was vibration से मैंने 3D बनाया है. So I was like, vibration से 3D. So he gave me an experiment that he was just ringing the bell near his ear and ringing it and making the vibrational, 2D lines and then curves, and then he created a beautiful, 3D out of it. Again, I was like mesmerized to see this कि बच्चे कितना अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. Small things, I tell you. If I go somewhere out and even if someone says to me कि तुम में ये नहीं आता, तुम as an architect you cannot do this, from that also I learned कि नहीं, ये करना है. देखी जाएगी जैसे भी करना है.
और नहीं आता है वो ह्यूमिलिटी भी जरूरी है, knowing you as a person.
नहीं आता, मान लो नहीं आता तो सीख लो यार, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है. It hardly makes any difference.
That's one thing I learned from you also when we met each other.
See, मैं वही बोल रही हूँ, हर इंसान से एक लर्निंग है. One parent came to me and said कि आप जब ड्राइव करते हैं तो आगे का शीशा देखते हैं, पीछे का रियर शीशा छोटा होता है. वो इसीलिए होता है कि आपका जो बैक है वो आपको छोड़ना है और आगे आगे बढ़ना है.
और पर उसको देखते रहना रिफ्लेक्शन के लिए, स्पेशली
Yes,
ड्राइविंग में बात
yes,
करें
just for the significance कि हाँ reference लेने के लिए it is must, but
एब्सोल्युटली
you cannot drive the car seeing the rear mirror. That is not possible.
एब्सोल्युटली नो नो
So
नो
so
नॉट एट
so
ऑल.
you always need to grow from anywhere, any knowledge from anywhere you are getting, please grab it as soon as possible. ये life जब तक learning है ना, तब तक we will be young, we will be really young.
Absolutely, we are living actually as long as there is
Yes,
learning.
yes, yes, yes. और जैसे ही आपका होगा ना तो बुढ़ापा अपने आप आ जाएगा कि now you are old, go back home and then don't work.
But I
So
think that's also the beauty of our profession, which keeps
yes,
us on our toes,
yes.
and
And
that's
this
the
is a very
versatility.
creative branch यार. एक चीज में कहाँ से मैं I cannot say कि from academia मैंने कहाँ से, yes, management मैंने सीखा अपने first director से, how he used to manage. So that was in my mind. जो भी mind में चीजें होती है ना वैसे आप बनने लगते हैं.
Absolutely.
Right. ये पारुल जवेरी मैम से मिली तो she is different, you know, very different in how she takes the things in for history and for Indian culture. So मेरा जो craze for Indian culture था जानने का, that was from her. अभी मैं आई एम टेकिंग वन गीता बालाकृष्णन, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग
जी,
आर्किटेक्ट गीता
आपका
बालाकृष्णन.
भी हुआ दो सेशन पहले ही
हाँ,
उनका
she
जो
is doing on universal design and
yes.
उनके साथ हमारा कोलैबोरेशन है. I am learning day by day new things from her. यार इस में क्या क्या डायनामिक लेडी है वो. How she is walking for our cause and all. This is not a small thing. That is a very
Yes.
difficult thing for a lady to grow like this. So
Yes.
I'm learning from her as well. यार ये भी करना है. कभी ना कभी मौका मिला तो पक्का करूंगी.
I was saying the same to Geeta that करना तो है. I'm going to take guidance from you how to get do,
Yes.
because
See,
it's in my dreams for quite long time that I wish to do this.
if it is in your dreams, you'll definitely do it. I always do
When
this.
it's just the question is about when, it's about time.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question on again back to the gender issue. I know you have also faced it, or you may like to just reflect upon whatever experiences you had, also hearing from others. What kind of physical and psychological aspects are there in our profession, being women, both at the workplace, at the site, at home? Do you think that there are certain things which we need to be mindful, or others tell us that we need to be mindful about, both psychological and physical aspects?
See, as a woman, we are born with a great courage. ये तो मैं मानती हूँ. And I always say कि if there is a support, then आपकी strength double हो
Yeah, you
जाती है.
mentioned that.
अगर नहीं है, then also you have that capability as a woman to fight. ये
But
इतनी
what kind
capability.
of aspects do we encounter on a regular basis, whether it is home, whether it is workplace, whether it is site? These are the three
Yes.
major places we are
I
encountering.
do agree. Yeah, there are many difficult things we are taking it daily on a daily basis. Although the family is very supportive, but there are few responsibilities as a woman that you are the one who can only take, right? For not only for your husband, for your parents, for also for your kids. These things really go side by side. मैं supportive, मुझे support मिला, it is fine. But जब मुझे support नहीं मिला, when my husband was in Muscat, I was alone. I was taking care of my kids and also my old father. At that time also there was a courage कि मैं कर सकती हूँ. If you are getting the support, तो marvels कर सकते हैं. But अगर नहीं, but वो लड़ना जो है ना, that really makes you more powerful. You get to know कि this is your capability.
I can relate it very much.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. And here it tells your capability. For a lady, your capability is endless. And I'm proud to be a lady. I'm proud to be a lady. Work profession में भी कई बार ऐसा होता है कि I'm not saying about this, wherever we go, there is always, सबसे बड़ी बात होती है कि एक लेडी कैसे हम पर ऑर्डर कर रही है.
That is because of our patriarchy mindset. Even women also face this problem.
Yes, that's a very big problem.
Men तो face करते ही हैं, but women also
Women,
have
yes,
this issue.
yes, women भी
But
करती
women you often are okay with male boss saying something, not the other way around, and men of course are not okay when women head or boss
but
says.
male, not only
It
this,
takes time. It takes time.
it takes time, number one. Number two, even your colleagues also, the persons who are at the same post, they also don't take it in a positive manner if
Absolutely.
you are going above. आज ज्यादा जैसे होता है ना कि
that's an issue with women, you know, rise of women has been a major issue because women have to really change the approach of complimenting each other rather than
yes
around.
and I abhi tumne bola to I still remember one of my friend used to say, whenever you feel good point in someone, do compliment.
Absolutely, this is very much required, and I have been saying this for architecture and water both, where I'm doing this research. That least we can do is, you know, acknowledge and appreciate other women's work. That is, I think, the most important contribution we can make at this point in time.
Right, very right, very right. This will not only boost up the others people, you know, strength and the comfort level, but also for you also
it's self-motivating.
Self-motivating. Ek dusra, it is very difficult for our tongue to say good words to others.
We have to learn that. I mean, this is a conscious project, both women in water and women in architecture I am doing, for the very fact that I really wish to pay my tribute to all the women who are going through difficult and struggling and still have made their mark in the society. Yes. And unfortunately, the society is yet to acknowledge and appreciate their presence and participation. That's the foundation of this research, by the way, both in water and architecture.
No, it is there. Like, you know, yesterday I was been invited as a speaker for Architecture Day. So both the speakers were female. So I was very happy. And at the time of photograph, so they said कि अब तो parliament में भी हमारा
women reservation bill आ गया है.
Reservation bill आ गया है. So I said it is good because of that.
High time. It is high time. आ जाना चाहिए अब.
हालांकि वो implement कब होगा, you never know. 2 साल के बाद.
You never know. But I hope Council of Architecture also has now finally some women lead.
Yes.
We had earlier a vice president, but not really on the lead position.
No, but still these people are also trying to do, because I have
our profession is still inclusive, but see, because we are having this discussion, I must also mention, and you will agree to me to some extent, whether we like it or not, or whether I had or you had a good life in terms of being a strong woman, the profession is patriarchal. Let us accept that. And I mean, I don't know whether you agree to me or not. And that's why this discussion is happening. You know, when I started doing the inventory of this research, I used to go to colleges as public speaker or visiting faculty. Every time I asked, name 5 women architects of this country, students will not come up with even one name. So my response to them was, aren't your teachers women architects? You can least name your own teachers. Yes. So this mindset has to change, you know, in the society. So the whole research is about identifying all of you. I call it fishing all of you from the society.
But,
and bringing
when you are saying, I would like to say, my basic reason of changing my profession from practicing architect to academics was this only. Because I was dealing with the government projects, it was not easy to take out the money from them. उनके जाके जो बाबू होते हैं ना, उनके सामने बैठ जाओ जाकर, हाँ जी मैडम, this is not easy to take.
Absolutely.
For a lady,
I've not done government projects, so I can completely.
No, it is really a very difficult job.
It was a conscious decision, by the way, not to do government
even from
projects.
Clients also,
Yes,
clients also, if you are saying that take out the money, it is very difficult. They will take out your work. They'll take out the work. The lady has to be very smart on this. And we will do it
passionately. We will do it passionately.
We will do passionately. We'll give 5 to 6 options, low, but these people are really smart, and they can befool the lady.
It's a kind of exploitation, actually. You really made a very important point here,
Yes.
And I want to understand a little bit further here, because there are many women actually in the teaching profession, and somewhere this is reflected indirectly also. Because the way our education is set up in architecture, we are actually preparing architects to practice. We don't prepare architects to become teachers, you know. So many people end up in teaching, and one of the reasons for women is what you are mentioning, you know.
That is a very big reason.
Yeah, and this also has a repercussion, because in the profession and in the general colloquial discussions, it is often seen as like practice nahi kar paaye isliye teaching pe aaye. I mean, to just give a reflection from my own thing, that I chose to start teaching as an independent teacher, not because I was not having practice, because I was just done with practice with this kind of attitude which we are
Very
mentioning.
right.
I mean, my office still earns very well, but I thought that it is too much that the way they exploit women. You know, men can still go and take out their money, whatever they are.
Very right. It is not easy if they are calling at any time of day
Yes,
and
these
saying,
are
"Ki aa
important
jaiye."
challenges.
It is not possible. And if I say, if any lady wants to go with this, I don't think so it is possible unless and until your husband or someone in your family is taking this profession. He can go to the sites, he can, we also can go to the site. Even I tell you, the laborers also don't take you seriously. Lady को कभी seriously नहीं लिया जाता, number one. And the way they also, they don't abuse directly, but वो जिस तरह के words use करते हैं, you need to say कि वो पता लग जाता है कि they are really not want to accept whatever you are saying. They know much more than you.
They will at least make us realize that they know more than us.
Yes, it is always like that. So better है या तो lady के साथ कोई हो साथ में who is taking this profession along with you. Otherwise, I really prefer that being in academics is much better for a girl,
more
for
dignified,
a lady, safe, and also you can explore yourself. Each and everything is there, but still I believe there is an exploitation in teaching as well, not as a woman background. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on a salary basis as well.
It is a social work. So teaching is a social work. We can't even call it as a profession right now.
That is right. Very right. That is not.
I was just saying this an hour ago with one of the guests I had, that if you have gotten into teaching by choice or by, by circumstances, you have to mentally start getting prepared that you are entering a social work service. You are entering a social service. That's an apathy where teachers are building nations and teachers are building lives of others, and they are the least paid. And that's an important aspect. And that is also where women are also lesser paid. I mean, because there are more women teachers nowadays. Even in architecture colleges, we see quite a number of women teachers, by the way. But let me tell you, we did a study 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago, if I remember it correctly. We actually listed all the head of the institution of architecture. There are not even 10% women leads.
Very right. I just wanted to tell you this thing.
We did it actually from council and AICT and ITPI. हमने सबका एक साथ इकट्ठा किया, and we just listed out all the women heads, because it's going to change next year. We cannot really say that it is set in stone. But the time when we did this calculation, I wish I had published already, but I will use it now after Women Reservation Bill. It was quite shocking that the lead of an architecture planning institution are not even 10%. But when you see that and relate it with IIT, IIM and engineering colleges, you feel better that you are at least more than them, but not yet there. No. So these are also issues which have to be covered when we talk about women in architecture. And it's not about women being in the field, but also in academics. And I think it is also because many of us are good in administration and management skills, but many people have to take that extra step to lead, like people like you, and there we have other people who were interviewed there. So taking that extra mile from being a good administrator, manager, teacher to lead is a leadership discussion and a question. So let me ask you a leadership question to bring this up. What kind of opportunities and challenges a woman in the leadership position is often facing? First of all, reaching there itself is a task. But once you have reached there, you have the inclusivity, all other things, what kind of things you think you are, working around opportunities and challenges, the leader, because you have been leading for quite some time.
There are
So
many
you are already a minority, by the way, in the profession as a lead woman in teaching profession.
I do agree with that. And the same discussion what you are going with me in COA meeting, there were around 6 to 7 head institutes that were female, and we had a night together, and we were just talking about the same things. What are the problems that we are really
Please share.
facing on day by day? So I was just reminding those कि किसने क्या क्या बोला था. So I can tell you right now, it is not only
Please.
with me, but I'm telling you the gist of the
In
talk
general,
that we
yes.
had 5 years, 5 of the institute heads. We had a discussion on this. First thing, management is not easy to take you. Management के साथ, I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about the
in general.
In general, I'm talking about कि बहुत सारे issues हैं. जैसे they were asking about me how the management is taking you. So I was not having any problem with that because it was fine with me. But बहुत सारों की बहुत problems होती हैं. You won't imagine, even in management also, many of the faculties, या teachers, या heads are being called at a wrong time, maybe for any meeting. I'm talking about
I think women also
I'm talking about a government
Yes.
institute. I'm talking about a government institute. I'm not talking about the private. Government में ऐसा होता है. This is the first thing. और मेरे लिए तो ये अजीब सा कि ऐसा भी होता है. Is it a so? But she was saying कि it was very difficult. I used to take my husband along with me for the meeting. Because they say जी उसने BC ने बुला लिया, इसने बुला लिया, उसने बुला लिया. You have to go. But at that time, when you see, you are not comfortable because there are all male at the time of 8 o'clock in the night. आप बुला रहे हो. So how the lady can be a comfortable zone?
But don't you think, Raman, let me just interrupt here, and that men have to change their way of working and little bit, more neutral. Why to work at 8 p.m. and not spend
That's what
time
I'm
with family?
saying. I am.
Woman knows this very clearly.
Very.
I want to do men in architecture also now. Once I finish this work.
This is very right. See, this is time hota hai around 5, maybe 6.
We are
What is
very
this 8
disciplined
o'clock
actually
time?
as
This is my
women,
family
because
time.
yeah.
This is my family
Absolutely.
time. How will I come? And एक बार बताऊं, every lady has a sixth sense. हर को पता लग जाता है कि क्या है, क्या motive है, क्या है. That's why she is insecure and taking her husband or taking her kid along with. One day that lady was telling, my husband was not there, my kid was not there. I took my father-in-law with me.
Because this is not nice.
अरे वो तो nice तो है ही नहीं है. That what we are discussing right now. What is actually happening in some of the colleges? I'm talking about academia. That to government institute. I would not like to name anyone. But it is like this, right? Number 1. ये तो बहुत अजीब सी problem थी जो मैंने कभी सुनी नहीं.
Actually, time management, though, men have to, and the whole system has to understand that there has to be time division. Yeah, office hours hai, and as women, we are quite organized in it because we have to do multitasking.
Yes, we are the multitaskers.
And somehow
so
men are free from, somehow they feel they are free from many domestic works.
Very right, very right. अच्छा, second problem that that is really जो मैंने आपको already I have discussed with you. It is not easy for all the employees to take you in a positive manner.
Yeah.
They try, अगर उनको पता लग जाए कि this is a weak point in the head, the leader, so they'll definitely try to provoke in one way or the other in front of others. हम होते हैं, छुपाते हैं अपने employees की गलतियां. We don't, because we are the head. If we have to take the positive and the negative point, whatever is happening, हमारी जिम्मेवारी है. This is our responsibility to take this. But ये जो employees होते हैं, they have seen many times. They know there is some loophole, या some negative point, या some weakness in that lady in terms of studies, I'm saying, in terms of academia, or maybe in terms of managing something. So they will like to provoke it in different ways. यहाँ से वहाँ जरूर बोलेंगे. मैंने कितनी बार देखा है. But I also remember when my head was a director, was a male, We never used to do this.
Yeah, with
We
men
never
we
used
don't
to do this. But I could see this thing from other people. Ki, yaar, ye, why these people are taking it in a negative manner? Because they are not open to ki, haan, ek lady is leading. That is not easy for anyone to take. Third, there are many people, maybe your colleagues, or maybe they try to make you understand, see, you have to take the responsibility at home as well. So don't take tension. तुम टेंशन मत लो, पहले तो बोल देंगे, 15 बात सुना देंगे, and then they will say don't take tension because you have to take care of the kids also, because you have to take care of the office, the home also. So this is what it is. It is a sarcasm they are doing it. One way you are trying to give the tension to the lady so that she is not balanced at home, and then they are instigating कि यार तुम्हें घर देखना है, तुम छोड़ दो ये बातें, ऑफिस में ही छोड़ के जानी चाहिए. This is the way.
Indirectly also saying तुम्हारे बस की बात नहीं है, हाँ?
Yes. Indirectly बोलते हैं कि आप ये भी मत करो, and this is indirectly being done. So ये they think कि पता नहीं चलता, but this is the fact, and we take this.
But you really made some very interesting nuances of everyday life as a leader, huh? But what kind of opportunities as leaders you usually leaders encounter? I mean, I have never been in those positions. So
Opportunities, see, life is full of opportunities for me at it. Daily basis. I will talk about the positive things that I have. I could explore myself. मेरे में जितनी चीजें थी ना, एक तो ये था कि जो मेरे में नहीं है, I wanted that to deliver to my kids. Kids in the sense students I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the things I was not able to do at the time of my college, which I always had that thing in my mind, I tried to deliver that to each and every kid of mine. Number one. Dusra, I was not being able to explore myself at my college time. मुझे हमेशा नीचे दिखाया गया, रीजन जो भी होगा, मैं ज्यादा सोचती नहीं हूँ इन बारों में, but whatever. So I take a point, I make it a point, the person who is there, who is denied by the parents, who is denied by the faculties, or who is denied by his peer friends, I make it a point कि वो आगे आए. ये मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी आज बात हुई कि एक बच्चा थोड़ा सा वीक है, मैम वो सब फैकल्टीज आर नॉट हैप्पी विद हिम, शैल वी कॉल द पेरेंट्स एंड ऑल. मैं कैन नो व्हाई. आई हैड अ टॉक विद दैट बॉय, ही इज परफेक्टली फाइन. इफ वी हैव सम प्रॉब्लम कि हाँ उसको थोड़ा समझ में लेट आता है, दैट डजंट मीन that all the faculties should get together, ये बच्चा अच्छा नहीं है, just चलो जी इसको.
You remind me of that IIT बच्चा, huh? Just last week, if you recall.
Yeah.
IIT.
Same thing happened, right? So this is one thing. Thirdly, opportunity मेरे हिसाब से growth के लिए जो भी आपके पास हो सकता है, you should grab that opportunity. For me, growth is must. Daily growth in the sense, I make that a point कि सिर्फ आपको जो आप एक अपना एक अर्बन कल्चर को इवॉल्व करना चाहते हो या उसको पढ़ना चाहते हो, टेक आउट yourself from that. I want them to bring them to the roots. रूरल में जाना मेरे लिए मुझे सबसे अच्छा लगता है कि just you know what rural culture is. सिर्फ सामने देखते रहते हो, तब हाई फाई चीजें देखते रहते हो, and you never know what is actual the ground reality क्या है. I make these people go to the rural. I tell you, for the last 2 or 3 years, 2.5 years, I'm trying my level best. For each semester, these people are going to the rural areas and doing the work.
Very good.
That
It's
is
also required now, huh? It's high time.
Yes, ours is the only college which has taken 13 villages of Gujarat together, and then they have given the infrastructure proposals to that. हमारे बच्चे कैसे गए मुझे पता नहीं. I had to listen so many things from the teachers as well. कि मैम ये क्या करेंगे, क्या होगा. मैं कहा नहीं, if you cannot go, I'll go. But this is must.
And parents also object nowadays sometimes.
But I am very lucky on this thing, really. These parents have really got full faith in me. Seeing the work we are doing it, they are really taking it as a good opportunity. But बच्चों को मनाना सबसे मुश्किल पहले था. But when they
Oh,
see that their work is being recognized at some places, they definitely.
motivating.
I had just went for a Derol का एक देरासा document करना था that is around 1,000 years old. So I said, I will sponsor each and everything. You get it done. For a week's time, they were staying in a village. They were taking that documentation and everything, and sab unhone measurement drawings ki and everything was. That was again a very beautiful opportunity for them. And now, wo jo Derasar ke jo Maharaj ji hai, they want to exhibit it in a very big scale. That is the biggest opportunity these students can have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That actually brings me to an interesting question, which is my penultimate question, actually. And I would like you to take a scenario in your head, because we know that the profession is male dominated, whether you call it in academia or in practice. Let us imagine a situation, and we are flipping the situation, and we see that we have a society where there are more female architects practicing, everybody is knowing, more female HODs, more female teachers. Basically, I'm just flipping the situation. Not that I would wish to have that situation. I would like to live a day when we are not discussing gender at all, when
Right.
it is, gender neutral society, because the profession is gender neutral. It is
Very
made
right.
male dominated or woman. So let us imagine a situation where even today, for that matter, there are more female architects, more female practitioners, designers, and teachers, HODs, principals. What do you think will be the cities and neighborhoods be looking like? What is your idea? If it was like this, or if it is like this, what are the changes you will see in the cities and neighborhoods and community building as well?
पहले तो मुझे imagine करना ही मुश्किल हो रहा है.
Yes, it is. This is the only professional question I have. And I thought it is the right time when you're talking about bringing students to the rural areas. So I was almost reaching that question. So I thought I'll just pose it to you.
Yes.
Because the studios or the projects which you are taking up in rural areas itself is a feministic approach. To take that extra step, to do the sidestepping and doing things very innovatively, creatively.
See, there is one
What
thing.
are the things which you think the cities will look different?
Definitely. मुझे ये लगता है if there are the question that you have asked is if there are heads are women and the architects are also more of women.
I think then we will have a research on men in architecture. First thing, first change.
Minority pe we should always go for the and also instead of celebrating Women's Day, we should go with the Men's Day.
I think Women's Day is one day, 364 days is Men's Day.
No, so it is going to be vice versa that, na?
Yes, yeah. That's a good one. Yes, please.
On a serious note, if I say, there is one word that is empathy that I can feel more in ladies rather than by nature. It is by nature. So what I believe, if this is going to be the scenario, definitely that touch of empathy, that touch of purity, that touch of fairness will be there. Will be. Yeah. Are you there? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
There was some issue from my end. Please continue.
Right. So that is one thing I believe there will be all over. There will be a touch of emotions that we are not seeing. I like to say one thing. कल जो मेरा seminar हुआ था, I touched that universal design into this. And universal design, I was telling the situation of the person who was specially able. So the lady architects who were sitting there, they were like, we should have done this thing in building this. We should have thought this thing about the building. But that oof didn't come from the mail. Because
Yeah, that's empathy. Yeah, that's empathy, simply put, as you rightly mentioned.
and you can relate yourself with the other person's problems, but male people do. ये मुझे this is in nature कि हम कोई भी किसी की भी बात चाहे वो हंसी की हो चाहे वो दुखी की हो, we always try to relate them with us. And same thing what I'm saying, if we are talking about architecture also, we will be relating that self with us. We will try to find the best we could do, although architects, male architects also do, but ये E जो है ना, from human to humane, this E can only be taken by the female architect.
हाँ, ये तो ईगो भी आता है ना, तो वही तो गड़बड़ है.
I'm talking about humane.
I know, I'm saying human और human में जो difference है.
हाँ, वो जो ego है, I say E can be done from the men, but ego can be taken from them, and empathy can be taken by the women.
Yes, so we have to replace the ego with empathy, actually.
Yes, yes, very well, very well.
Very well put. Let me come to the last question, which is very easy for you, but it is required because after all, we are doing all this work for the future generation. And my question to you is in two folds. And one is your message to the younger generation about the field of architecture and built environment, what it holds. And because you know that we are a developing country and society, we need more professions from our side. Although we are, on the other hand, talking about more professionals there and not much work, but I think there is enough work if architects are creative enough. So some message for the younger generation, alongside a message to the younger generation to engender the profession, what we have faced in our lifetime. If that can be reduced, what kind of message would you like to give to both boys and girls in those two aspects, joining the profession and engendering the profession?
See, right now the scenario in architecture is really good.
I'm not hearing you, huh? Your voice is very feeble.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Oh, I should have said to you before also. It was quite feeble. No, थोड़ा सा 5 मिनट का पहले आ रहा था. But I thought I will wait. Now it is better.
Okay. Okay. The thing is, right now in architecture, the scenario is not going on very well. Everyone knows there is admissions are very less, and there are so many problems that everyone is facing.
Which is so strange, yeah. We have so much of work.
We have so much of work, but problem, I tell you, this is a message for the younger generation. They are looking for short-term, short duration courses. Money के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. They are not understanding that 5 years is must to give in architecture. They are thinking जो 3 साल में हो रहा है, why to go with 5 years? ये जो शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन कोर्सेज के पीछे जाते हैं ना, 1 साल का इंटीरियर कोर्स कर लो, 2 साल का डिप्लोमा कर लो, दिस इज नॉट गुड. दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, दे रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. एंड द रीजन इज us. There are so many people who are working in the market who are not having a degree, but still they are doing very well. हम तो architect.
We have to work a lot as collective. We have to promote the profession. We are not doing.
It cannot be done single-handedly. It has to be done
collectively.
To our whole fraternity. To our whole fraternity.
Collectively promote. People don't know who is architect.
पता ही नहीं है उनको. COA का आज मुझे अगर I am a small architect and there is a एक contractor बना हुआ है big architect, he will just say कि अपना stamp लगा दो, they will do it because वो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते because they are under that person. COA का लग गया, there is, you know, I have faced so many things right now. A person just came here for an admission of his child. He was wearing so moti sone ki chains and sitting beside me and saying, I want the admission for my beta. और बेटा सामने बैठा था खूब मोटा ताजा मोटी चेन वेन डालकर. So I said, he is going to study. तो स्टडी वडी नहीं करना मैम इन्होंने. मेरे पास ऑलरेडी बहुत बड़ा काम है, मुझे तो सिर्फ इसकी डिग्री चाहिए क्योंकि मेरे पास डिग्री नहीं है. So I said, sir, this is not a right place to come, but the idea what I'm telling you behind the people is कि degree मिल जाएगी यहाँ से नहीं तो कहीं और से मिलेंगे, and there are colleges that are providing the degrees without any studies. 28th को इतना बड़ा अभी there was on YouTube that was live जो इतना scandal जो पकड़ा गया है, there are so many universities who are giving the this degrees without even the student coming and even going and any assignment. I'm talking about architecture only. So what I want to say, बच्चे ऐसी जगह पे जाना चाहते हैं because they say हम तो अपने आप पैसा कमा ही रहे हैं मैम, हम पैसा कमा रहे हैं, हमें उससे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. I we just want the degree. They don't want to learn. They don't want to explore. They just want किस तरह जल्दी पैसा आ जाए, and they don't
That's
understand.
also parenting, huh? That is
हाँ,
also parenting
it's
and
a parenting.
schooling.
It's a parenting. I do agree. कहीं ना कहीं से back of mind पे वही डालते हैं ये चीजें. I do agree with that. But also the culture is also like this. सब आसपास के लोग जो है ना पैसा 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 कर रहे हैं, but they don't understand जितनी जल्दी any quick money that is coming will never stick to you for a long time.
It's quick going also.
Yes. They don't understand. आपकी
Anyway.
knowledge ही काम आएगी. I do agree. It may take some time, and it depends upon your destiny as well. I do agree with that. But still, your knowledge will never be wasted. So don't all the
It's with you
students
all the
that are
time.
hearing me. I really don't recommend you to please go for small duration courses or the degrees or just vague fake degrees. Don't go with it. It is not going to give you anything. It is really कहीं ना कहीं आपका पता ही लग जाएगा कि how much knowledge you have. So this is one thing that is really making our profession low क्योंकि 5 साल they are thinking it is quite a big. And also there is one more reason why this profession is declining. The reason is we, the persons who are taking them as a for job as employees, we are not paying.
Yeah, it's a
After
very
5
poorly
years,
paid.
after 5 years
profession.
of degree, you are just giving 12,000. Or architecture, everybody knows कि this profession is lucrative. बहुत पैसा लगता है for every heats and all. जितना पैसा हमारी फीस में नहीं लगता उससे आधा पैसा तो हमारा for the submissions and everything goes on. What they are getting? Why will they do architecture? Don't you think if the practicing architect is having such a big firm, can't they try even one step to make a hike in their salaries? Just seeing that if they are capable of, then please do give. Don't exploit.
Well,
Don't exploit. सभी profession से जा रहे हैं वो लोग. Why will they do that?
So if this is the scenario, I already see it already a masculine approach to the profession, huh? So how do you think we will be able to engender the profession?
There are so many talks that are going on for this year. There are so many talks are there. First thing, in academia also the curriculum needs to be changed. We are still learning the old मैके, जो अपना काम हो रहा था मैके ही कर रहे हैं अभी भी हम लोग. The scenario is changing. We need to learn from the different technologies, not from abroad, but from India. Please, यहाँ रहकर Indian technologies पे काम करो. We have brains. Only thing is we have a craving of going out. एक ठप्पा लगना चाहिए, foreign गया, इत्थे गया या उधर गया, whatever. This is the problem with this. If these, but I tell you, Mansee, one very beautiful thing. Last year, around out of 80 students, 78 students had gone out for master's degree.
I also had very similar experience, huh?
Right, but this time, last year, only 2 students had gone for master's degree abroad. Everyone is staying in India. That is a sudden change जो मुझे देखने को मिला कि how. So they always say what will be a reason उनका सुन. They say what will we do after masters. पढ़ाना तो हमने है
their seniors also.
पढ़ाना तो हमने है नहीं है. We are going to do our own job. So we are job in the sense practice. So we will be doing it.
तो आज से
BARC
शुरू
is
कर
more than
दें.
enough. BARC is more than enough.
But how are girls doing? Because my question is more on engendering the profession. So do you think there is room for engendering the profession?
Girls, to be on a very frank note, if I say, more of them are trying, they'll get married after 5 years. 5 साल हो गए, अब पापा वेट नहीं कर रहे हैं. किसी किसी को तो 3rd 4th ईयर में ही शादी हो जाती है. कोई कोई अच्छा कुछ ऐसी भी है तो who are married and then coming in BA first year. ऐसा भी है. We have 3 of the ladies who are like this. That is also a very beautiful thing. Even after doing BA after diploma, but that is there. But right now the girls are having one thing, या तो they are going abroad or they are getting married. Few of the girls are doing masters and they are also opening the office with a male person because they feel कि मेल के साथ काम करेंगे तो शायद काम चले.
गाड़ी
अकेले
चल
वो नहीं
जाएगी.
कर सकते. This is again a point to be thought of.
Honestly, I mean, people like us in the early career, we had very similar situation. Not that it was planned, but it becomes like a plan. When you look in retrospection, it looks like a plan. But I now heavily question the very idea.
Yes.
Personally.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, तो पहले दिन से ही handicap हो गए. Basically.
बिल्कुल. But these girls are very smart. They say कि if we want to go with it, they know that 4 or 5 or maybe 2 girls or 3 boys there are there, so they can really survive.
Nowadays, I think the younger generation is doing a lot of collective, which itself is a sign of engendering because they're going together and working together as a collective. Think tank बना रहे हैं, अपना collective बना रहे हैं. We have quite a few in Ahmedabad like this, huh? So I have also come across.
But one thing
together they are starting a practice.
Yes, but I really want technology wise, I feel till now the girls are not doing so good.
We have to improve that part.
We have to improve that part.
And that is also good gender neutral aspect, huh?
Yes.
It can help bring the gender neutrality.
Yes. So that is one thing that I really believe they should be good in. Or they can do. That is not the thing they cannot do. But only thing is interest कुछ और हो जाते हैं. They are more like
Absolutely.
It is in nature as well. वो भी होता है. But still, this is one thing I believe. That they should be good.
Absolutely. And I mean, when I look at what you are talking about, I have more women scholars than men scholars, to be honest.
Yes.
I feel very comfortable working with them. Not that I'm uncomfortable working with men, but naturally more women are coming to me. More women coming to me to work. So.
Yes. And even also I started one or two projects. So I thought, let's go along with academia. Let's go with some of the projects. But you won't imagine there were few proposals that came to me for doing together. One was male and one was female, and I chose female. The reason
that I think somewhere naturally it is coming to us here.
No, I was quite competent. Siddharthini Pani.
But that's a very good note to actually bring an end to the conversation, Raman. We actually someday we have to start talking about men in architecture. But thank you so much for your time and opening up your heart and head to this conversation. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and we will come back to you with some text out of the conversation here and get your nod and editing thing from you. So thank you so much. Please take care of yourself and keep doing the good work and keep inspiring us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for meeting me here.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.